Rams are going to score at least 35. And so even if Caleb is awesome, I don't think the Rams defense is all of a sudden awful. I know they haven't, the numbers are not good over the last couple months, but it's the same personnel where the numbers were awesome the first 2 months. It's not like they lost to Micah Parsons and that's why they have fallen off. I just don't think that the Bears are going to be able to slow down the Rams at all. So that's why I don't think they're going to win.
Yeah, I think the Bears could, and I won't be like totally shocked if they do. But yeah, I'm going with the Rams too. I just think a lot of what Nick said, Danny. I don't know how they're going to stop that Rams offense. Now maybe the weather will be a factor. I don't think it will for Stafford. He played in that division for most of his career. He's been in Chicago, been in Green Bay, and last year he was great in that snow game. So I think he'll be fine. I think the receivers will as well. Obviously, Devontae Adams played in Green Bay. So I just think it's going to – and look, here's where I would worry if I'm the Rams over the course of the game. If the Rams get out to a 2-touchdown lead, which I could see happening.
Bears got right where they want.
And but seriously, if the Bears start walking them down in the fourth quarter, kind of like they've been doing all these – then I would start to worry because I think it gets mental for both teams in that case because the Bears will feel really good about their chances, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams inside are thinking, man, what is this happening to us now?
Listen, I'm glad you guys, the question was like guaranteed. But I'm not guaranteeing it because I saw, a little bit Howard, but I saw it with all of us. The Bears defense is not good. Jordan Love torched them for a half. I am a realist enough about the Bears defense that I looked this up. 505 could be in jeopardy. The record for most passing yards in a playoff game. Oh, Brady in the Super Bowl and that loss to the Eagles. Not in the cold. I think Stafford's going to be impacted by it. The cold, I think, could impact the Rams' special teams, which has been awful. They fired their special teams coach after Week 16. They've had blocked kicks in the 3 or 5 losses. I don't think back for them. They had a blocked punt last week in the win against Carolina, so that's where I see the weather.
Yeah, listen, I think because of the Bears' tendency to come back, it might be force McVay out of some of his worst tendencies, which is get a lead, get conservative, lose the lead. He might feel like we just have to keep scoring points. As far as the weather, the wind, if there's not going to be precipitation and if the wind isn't going to be crazy, Kyron Williams went to Notre Dame, Blake Corum went to Michigan, Devontae Adams played at Green Bay, Matt Stafford played for a decade in Detroit, road games, Green Bay and Chicago, and Puka went to BYU. Like, these guys have played in all of the Rams' skill position guys are used to playing in the cold, even though the Rams don't play in the cold. So I'm not worried about the weather playing a big factor in this game personally.
The Rams will give up a lead, though. Their defense is not very good. They'll give it up.
The defense we have seen the defense be excellent. That's the difference. The Bears defense, I know, but we know the Bears defense.
I would say it's better than the Bears.
And so I just, to me, I don't know. I more trust the Rams defense than the Bears.
Josh Allen looking to get back to the AFC Championship game. Broncos standing in his way. Here's Davis White on his QB.
Joshua Patrick Adams, big dog of the week. Dog of the week, like, nobody can compare to this dude, man. Like, he does it all. You can't say too much about him. Like, it's like what he's doing, like, when he's doing it, and the times he's doing it, like, when we need him the most, like, next to none. We watching greatness.
All right, so that's very complimentary, but what happens if Josh Allen loses, man?
He gets a new coach.
No way. Really?
It's amazing.
We would obviously ask the question.
I'm interested.
I think it's on the board.
If Josh Allen has a great playoff game, which if it's a playoff game, Josh Allen almost exclusively plays great in playoff games, so I assume he will. And that means they lose a game because Josh Allen scores 31 or 30 plus, and they lose because Sean McDermott's defense lets them down. And we say, man, Josh Allen did it again, but let down by this defense. You don't think we're asking a question about Sean McDermott?
Well, that's a very and there you painted is very different than just the generic loss.
But that's saying that's the way that John Josh Allen, I know you will point to instances where he did not get it done, but man, he is.
I mean, they haven't lost the playoff. He has 5 career playoff losses. One, they've scored 30. So like in the 13 seconds game, you're describing like they lost when they lost to the Bengals in the divisional round. They scored 10.
Yep.
The other they scored 24 in the loss to the Chiefs 2 years ago. They scored 28 or 27 in the so I guess I'm not shocked by if they lose to Bo Nix 35-32. Yeah, I'm going to be pissed at the defensive head coach, but I don't. That's the only scenario I would see where we are saying McDermott's on the hot seat. Like McDermott could be fired next week.
Their defense has been the weak point of the team. He's a defensive head coach, and if we talked about them, the Ravens underachieving playoff expectations, and at some point it was time to go to try to salvage some of Lamar's prime, I don't know why we would not apply the same logic to Josh Allen's prime if he gets let down by his defensive head coach.
I would not be as definitive as I was on Harbaugh, like they need to do to Harbaugh, but I think you make a lot of sense. I mean, a few years ago I was saying I think McDermott should be on the hot seat if they can't get over the hump. And if they lose this, Nick, I think in the grand scheme, like we and people will point to if Josh loses this game years from now, like he couldn't get it done with Mahomes and Lamar and Burrow were out of the playoffs. This was his best chance and they didn't do it. But I think in the moment, if he plays well, obviously I don't think you can kill him. Like if he goes Superman mode, like you said, and then they lose a shootout, you can't kill him. If he loses the game, he is up and down, as you've said famously. And if he just goes out and has a pedestrian game, which I can't see happening, but if he does, I guess you can rip him. But I think McDermott's going to be the first one to fire him. I think people are going to blame McDermott before they blame Josh.
Well, I get a lot on this one reputationally for Josh Allen. Well, I think the missed opportunity is what's on.
Yeah.
The fact that he is
reputation.
No, but
you can say, okay, he's not Mahomes. We feel that.
I honestly think his reputation, he's not quite bulletproof, but it's close. Like, it takes a lot for his reputation to take a hit. But this is a great opportunity for his reputation to get the only boost it can get. Like, no other quarterback in history has won 6 playoff games and not made a Super Bowl. He has now won 8 playoff games. Like, this moment right now is important for him. The McDermott's, it's very odd to me. When it comes to Josh Allen having not made a Super Bowl, we're like, man, what are you going to do? You can't get past Mahomes. Sean McDermott's defense has been excellent in the postseason, except for when they have played Patrick Mahomes. Like that, to me, McDermott has as big of like his defense was good in that Jags game. They confused Trevor. His defense was good in the Ravens game when they beat them. Like the
Cincinnati loss.
The Cincinnati loss, Josh was all and like that was bad on both sides of it. So they have a playoff win 17-3 that over the Ravens years ago. That kind of offsets the playoff loss 36-33 to the Chiefs. Like I just would be very surprised if this is the lowest.
Time for a new voice. I mean, after so many years of not getting it done, again, okay, Mahomes was in the way. He's not this year, and the coach still couldn't get it done.
It would just really surprise me if this was like a low-scoring, grinded-out game. I don't think Buffalo's defense is very good, and Denver's at home; they're rested.
Wow.
So
you expect Denver to?
I think Denver's going to score points. Absolutely.
So
Denver scores points.
Listen, I think the Bills are going to win, and I think the Bills are going to impose their will on Denver. If we are here talking about a Bills loss, I think it is far more likely they lose a game that is in the teens than a game where it's high 20s, low 30s. Like I think that the more likely path for a Denver victory is this defense gets to the level it was the first couple months of the year and does to Josh similarly to what Houston did to Josh a month or so ago than it is Bo Nix, and Denver scored 30 points. If they score 30, and Josh plays great and they lose, I could be with you. Otherwise, I would be stunned.
Saturday at 4:30, Bills in Denver. Right now, well, a good bounce back from Mr. Parkins.
Was
Rough
it?
ending to the season, but Parkins bounced back in a major way, and he's ready to keep his hot streak going. Yeah. Time now for a divisional round episode of Parkins Picks. I'm excited for this one.
You should be, Wilds, because everyone knew the regular season was an aberration. 4-2. Got right back in there. Got a lead. Solid. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Let's all gamblers know that. You're playing the sample size game. Comfortably back up above 500 for the season. 66%. Right what the chain says.
66%.
Yeah, went 4-2.
Oh, for the 1 weekend.
I'm sorry. Do you need me to check the math? It's 66 and 2/3%. Wow, hold on. Check your math.
Got it?
I get the same. But more importantly, why is the crowd back out here, Nick? Because,
This is not how it's done.
well, you won the regular season. Congratulations. I'm winning in the
There's
playoffs,
no
and now I'm back winning overall to be the FTF Picks King. I'm sorry. Is that not something
You lost.
I got it. It's who wins? Who wins? Wilds? Is 31 or 30
The
higher?
only issue I have is with the graphic. Overall should be larger. And like you said, playoffs is really what matters.
Yeah, you said that you had extra emphasis for legacy and all that.
Like after 20 seconds.
Yeah, the way
Right. While that is actually 100% correct for the players, I would argue for this competition, playoffs actually matter far less because during the regular season, we look at the whole league and we're like, here are our favorite picks. For the playoffs, we just have to pick every single game. And that's why the championship is determined in the regular season, like the Premier League.
Crown has potential to live on. To the picks. We're picking for a game. You know, behind. Bill.
That's
One,
correct.
1.5. You and I are in line. Here's the thing. Is it going to be high score? Is it going to be low score? Are the Bills going to give up a ton on the ground? I can't see the future. It doesn't matter. Because I can't take it. Josh Allen is great in every scenario for the Bills this year. Actually, though, so it doesn't matter. They allow 30 or more points. Josh Allen, 4-1. 19 touchdowns, 4 turnovers. They allow over 150 yards on the ground. He's 6-2, 23 touchdowns against 7 picks. If their running back gets completely abandoned and Denver's defense dominates, still has a winning record. That was the scenario last week against Jacksonville. Josh Allen will figure out a way to win. Bills plus 1.5. To the next game, Seattle -7 against San Francisco. We're opposite here. It's just too much. It's too much for San Francisco to be as injured as they are against a team as healthy as they are in Seattle that is rested, coming off a bye when they just had to go all the way to Philadelphia and then go back to Seattle on a short week. Seattle against playoff teams, they have been the best team in football by far across the board. They're playing a great team. They are dominant. They hold opponents to playoff opponents to 17 points per game, even better than the Houston Texans. Wild scare. I'm on the side of the New England Patriots -3 against Houston. And here's the thing. This was the game that I had the hardest time with this week. And I think the formula is actually pretty similar for both. It's a race to 20. Both of these teams, if they score above 20 points, are basically unbeaten. Texans undefeated, like we've been talking about. Patriots, though, also 14-1, most wins this season. Their defense a little underrated relative to the Texans. I just trust Drake May to get to 20 over C.J. Stroud. So I'll lay the 3 with Houston. And then the Chicago Bears. I know it's going to come as a shock to you. Thrilled that I got back to 4.5 today. I can talk to you about the Rams defense, allowing 28 a game. We've been talking about that since Thanksgiving. Their defense has not been good. I could talk to you about the cold. I could talk to you about the crowd. I could talk to you about Magic. But honestly, Nick, you can make some of the rules for the regulation. But on the OT, this video lives. I'm sorry, I'm not betting against it.
Oh.
I'm not.
Great video.
It's a great video. You think I'm betting against that?
Like that Salt Bay.
Yeah, salt cheese, a little cheese bag. Yeah, that video lives. Caleb, I can't wait to see how he celebrates on the Sunday Night Football post game this week against the Rams. 4-0, I think.
2-2.
2-2 at best.
You're gonna get Bills and Pats right. Seahawks.
Oh, the ones that we were aligned at.
I think this seems like 4-0. This seems like 4-0. I think you did it.
You and I are
I think you did it.
You and I are.
Coming up next on First Things First, overtime, Greg Jennings and Willie Plum join the show to talk about how confident the 49ers should be. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the game. Go Patriots.
We should editorialize it too. What are you doing?
I'll have another. Make it a double.
Dad, Mom thinks she's at a resort again.
Yeah, she told me.
Wouldn't you rather not resort to a virtual resort?
This is much better in real life.
It matters where you stay. Book your spring break travel now. Hilton for the stay.
At DQ, we're all about and. Like our new limited time crispy onion cheeseburger, $7 meal deal. With
Crispy onions.
And a fry for me.
And here's your drink.
And a sundae.
try our new crispy onion cheeseburger meal deal right now at DQ.
Ring, we can protect your home for a minute.
So what are you thinking?
Thinking, honey, how about Africa? Safari. Swim with elephants. Hot air balloon. Lions growling and drastic coming through your window. Can we afford a safari? Great question. Like everything, takes a little planning. Or put the money towards the down payment.
Enough room for a baby?
Babies.
Baby.
Let's take a look at those scenarios.
JP Morgan Wealth Management has advisors in Chase branches and tools like Wealth Plan to help keep you on track. When you're planning for it all, the answer is JP Morgan Wealth Management.
We know why you put off your best smile. The time, the cost, the anxiety. That's why Aspen Dental is changing how dentistry is done, with technology to make care comfortable and flexible hours to fit your life, all at an affordable price. New patients without insurance get an exam and x-rays for just $29. Not waiting for tomorrow. That's the Aspen Dental difference. Aspen Dental. It's time to smile again.
The 3 for me, only at Chili's. Still can't be beat with the big QP, fries, bottomless chips and salsa, and a bottomless drink, all for just $10.99. So if you're McDone with tiny, overpriced burgers, just come to Chili's. This Chili's 3 for me is the best $10.99 you can eat.
I checked Allstate first, saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I didn't check to see if anyone was watching before I stole cotton candy from a child. Checking Allstate first was really smart. Not checking the Jumbotron, not smart. Well, at least I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds. Was it worth it? Yeah.
It's Fox College Friday. Big conference continues to buy. Cameron Park, Baylor. Against Derek Peterson and Kansas. Fox College Hoops Friday tips off at 8 Eastern.
With NFL Plus, you can watch every playoff game live on mobile. Every pass, every tackle, all those devices you always have on you. Watch every playoff game live on mobile with NFL Plus.
One is not exploitation or opportunity. It's both sides.
This is life or death for me. We should get out beforehand. And
Sprouts myth number 2. Eating organic is expensive.
Not when you've got surprisingly great prices on delicious organic finds.
Come see for yourself at Sprouts Farmers Market.
3 calendars, chicken parmesan, all for me. Restaurant tastes a fraction of the price, delicious and easy.
Welcome back to the OT. We got Greg Jennings and Willie Colon hanging out. San Francisco on the road. They're 7-point underdogs. They're banged up. They're going to Seattle. And as per their reputation, it's going to be loud. So Kyle Shanahan, our quarterback Brock Purdy, will handle the noise and the elements. Take a listen.
I think the big thing is Brock doesn't get rattled. I mean, you can be as loud as you want. They're still probably not going to hear you there, especially if you're in the gun. And we know they'll be that much louder this week. But I think